Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm switching up the content style to bring you a voiceover and product review featuring this bright red Peugeot 107. While it's not massively dirty, this car could definitely benefit from a good wash and last stage protection on both the paint and the glass. To do this, we're going to be testing some new products and using some of my old favourites. Jumping right in, you can see I've begun by foaming the wheel faces and the arches with a mixture of around 50ml of Koch Chemie Green Star and 100ml of Ultimate Finish's own brand snow foam. With our pre-wash and pre-rinse completed on our first wheel, I'm going to be hitting the tyres with Valetpro black wool and white wool cleaner. Then in the Marolex pump sprayer, I'm applying Valetpro Bilberry at a 1:1 ratio. We'll let that sit for a minute and then we're coming in with a trusty Vicam brush. If you don't have one of these in your arsenal already, the link is in the description and I think it's an essential tool. Tyre wall agitation time now using this tough shine style brush. You can already see the work the Malco product is doing by pulling out the brown dirt from the rubber. Following that now, we're coming in with some detailed brush work, trying to get around all of the spokes. Well, they're not spokes, but you get the idea. I've not had the pleasure of cleaning plastic trims like this before, so perhaps they respond differently than clear coated metal. But you'll see in a minute I really struggled to get some of the baked on dirt off using just the wheel cleaner. In my previous experience, Bilberry's been able to tackle just about everything I've thrown at it, so I'm not quite sure what the issue is here. Maybe some wheel acid would have done the job, but I don't actually own any. A rookie move, I know. If you've got a wheel acid you'd like to see me use, then please tell me what it is in the comments. While you're there, leave a like on the video if you're enjoying it so far. Here I'm just testing how many hits of the tyre cleaner it's going to take me till I achieve that all important white foam. I think it took me about 4 hits to get the tyre to where I wanted it to be. I used Green Star 1:9 for a comparison on the passenger side tyre and it took about the same number of applications to get to the same place. You can find the Malco product linked in the description, and at around £14 for a US gallon and a recommended dilution ratio of 1:3, I think it's fairly good value. It requires more testing, but experience tells me the offering from Dual Auto Care did a better job, although more expensive. As I mentioned before, the baked on dirt didn't shift with Bilberry alone, so here I'm trying for the first time some of Constellation Chemical's fallout remover called Nebula. I sprayed it on and left it to dwell for around 5 minutes. As you can see, there are a few iron deposits on the face of the wheel, but as these are steels I wouldn't expect a massive amount of iron to be present on the face. As I crop in here you can see a bit more clearly the marks still left behind from several hits of Bilberry. I agitated the chemical with a detailing brush as Constellation Chemicals say it contains a special selection of cleaning agents that lend themselves well to being a wheel cleaner. I'll be using this fallout remover more extensively in a future video to give it a proper review, but here's an interesting line from their website that may indicate its performance. We pride ourselves because it contains more thioglycolic acid than any other leading UK fallout remover. That's the active ingredient that smells like eggs and breaks down the iron particles into that purple solution that's soluble in water. I decided here that I should give the arches a proper clean as I hadn't already, but of course I forgot to change the focal length of the lens so you can't actually see me doing it, but I promise I did. As I take you in even closer still, you can see that the marks on the trim still haven't been removed, so I'll have to come back to that at a later time. After doing the same sort of thing on the other 3 wheels, we move on to our main pre-wash, which is again the same mixture of Green Star and UF Snow Foam I used for the wheels and arches. I usually pair this with HDD Road Rage as you saw in my last video, but this car hasn't done many miles, so there's not a great amount of traffic film that would warrant a strong pre-wash. On this occasion, this snow foam mix was more than adequate to get the job done. The UF Snow Foam provides a thick foam and long dwell time, whilst the Green Star provides the essential bite that makes a good pre-wash. After about 8 minutes of dwell time, I start my first rinse, following the Paul Dalton method of rinsing bottom to top. You can crucify me in the comments if you'd like, but this works for me. I think this is a good time to mention the pressure washer I'm using for those interested. I'm using the Grey 10 from Direct Hoses. Steve, I promise a video on that is coming at some point, so hang in there, although I'm sure by now you've probably made a decision. After our first pre-wash, it's time for some badge and intricate area work, all the sorts of places the wash mitt won't reach. In my bottle I've got a solution of Garage Therapy Decon shampoo of 1 to 9, which I thought would be perfect for this application. If I've got my colour grading correct here, you should be able to see the dirty foam created when scrubbing these window rubbers. I don't think these have ever had this sort of attention before, so the Decon shampoo did a fantastic job of bringing these back to a good standard. Finally, onto our contact wash, this time using Constellation Chemicals Celestia pH neutral shampoo. Now they describe this as being our luxurious ultra high concentration vehicle shampoo. With a stated 2500 to 1 dilution ratio, they really aren't messing about. I like this shampoo, it's sudsy, lubricaty, and overall a pleasure to use. I've used this a few times now, and one takeaway is that you may want to make a pre-dilution of the shampoo before you add it to the bucket because of its really viscous nature. The shampoo doesn't contain any gloss enhancers and rinses cleanly with no streaks, even in the sun, I've found. Keen viewers with an eagle eye may notice I'm only using one bucket. Again, tell me I'm wrong in the comments, but with confidence in your pre-wash, I don't think you always need 2 buckets. Which is good because my other buckets were under a load of shit in the garage and I couldn't be arsed getting them out. While we rinse and dry the car, I invite you to talk to me in the comments. Please let me know whether you like this style of content and what you'd like to see in the future. Also, please let me know whether you liked or what you liked and disliked so I can improve my videos. As you may have noticed already, I've upgraded my camera gear and microphone, so hopefully these result in increasingly better content. I'm yet to get a proper microphone for my camera, so that's on my list to make ASMR style videos more frequently. You can also follow my Instagram account, which is linked in the description below. Follow me on there for updates on products, upcoming videos, and behind the scenes. For our last stage paint protection, we're using Koch Chemie S001. The full German name translates to hard wax, which is strange considering this is a liquid. Koch Chemie say on their website also removes previous polishes, waxes and traces of tar whilst boasting protection that lasts for months. It's important for me to note here that the professional line of Koch Chemie 1 litre products do not come with trigger sprays, and you'll have to buy them separate. I've edited out about 3 minutes here of me trying to get the trigger spray to work properly. Luckily I found a replacement before the sun went down. So here I've got an alien magic foam applicator that I'm using to apply this in circular motions. I don't think I'm a fan of the sponge pad as it got really grabby and I ended up dropping it. I suggest maybe a microfiber applicator block instead. In terms of the product, it's extremely easy to apply and remove. Just apply it and wait a few minutes for it to haze white and then buff it off. really impressed with how the product comes off, and it seems to leave a nice darkening effect with really nice gloss. The camera enjoyed it so much the autofocus got a little off its nut. After I'd waxed the whole car, I moved on to the glass, first giving it a clean with Dual Auto Care Optical. Although fairly expensive, this is my favourite glass cleaner. It's alcohol based, so I personally avoid using it on interior gloss black trim, infotainment screens and dials. In the sun it flashes off quickly, so you've got to move fast, but it leaves an excellent streak free finish. This back glass could really do with an acid shampoo like the offering from ADBL. Failing that, a good polish. Same treatment now on the side windows, ready for glass sealant. When you clean your glass, always make sure you do your wiper blades as well. Clean wiper blades lead to less scratches on your windscreen and longer wiper blade life. Another one of Constellation Chemicals offerings now. This is Moonlight, their glass sealant. After cleaning the windows, I primed down a microfiber applicator pad and applied it to half the glass in a crosshatch pattern. I'd used this on my car's windscreen before, but didn't let it bond long enough in the cold, so I didn't get massively good results. However, this time I let it cure for too long, resulting in some streaking, which is completely my fault. I found this streaking could be removed with a good wipe down with a glass cleaner. I'll check up on the coatings in a few weeks' time, so follow me on Instagram for an update on that. The final step for me is dressing the tyres. My current go-to is this, Koch Chemie PSS, applied using a microfiber applicator. I really like this because the coverage is amazing and thus makes it really easy to apply. I made it in this about 2 weeks after I applied the dressing and it's still holding up well. And here are the finishing shots. Overall, really impressed with the results and all the products used. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you liked the video, consider subscribing and leaving a comment as it really helps out the channel. That's it from me now, so I'll see you in the next video.